Hey, this is Cadejo here. I just wanted to start this channel out with a little bit of an introduction. I've been in crypto since around May 2017 when the charts looked about like this. There hadn't really been a whole lot that had happened. Since then, I've witnessed the BitConnect moment, up in here, C19 sell off, Ripple lawsuit news, which, different chart, Dogecoin Saturday Night Live hype, all of this stuff, FTX collapse. So, despite being a brand new channel, I've had my ears to the street for some time. I'm just choosing now to interact publicly. I don't know everything that's going on, and that's intentional. I think a lot of what's going on is just noise. One of my favorite ways to see the news is as the broken compass that misguides your direction by making you think and feel what they want. See, NEWS. It's just kind of like whatever way the wind blows. The news is owned by market makers, and the market makers decide when the price breaks out, so there's big money behind making you feel a certain way. Order books can get thin and sliced to the downside in an instant, so when there's a sad story to go with it, the news perpetuates their control because it all appears to be factual. But I don't really care about the prescribed reason for why the market moves as it moves. It's just one indicator in a sea of meaningless indicators. Many of the traders I've studied have a general disregard for the news as well because you can get the news from a chart before it happens. BitConnect came in at the top, and then there was a US government shutdown. Then there's the C19 sell off, and then you have the Coinbase IPO over here. Um, so ultimately, my goal on this channel is to connect with each of you the best I can. And to do this, I wanted to explain why I've chosen El Cadejo as my name. Part of it is that dogs have carved out this unique area in the crypto space that's pretty silly, and I never imagined seeing it. But there are a lot of differing mythologies about El Cadejo that have spread between cultures, but each of them involve a black and white dog. Typically, the black dog is evil, while the white dog is good. So the origins of the El Cadejo legend. El Cadejo likely originates in the Mesoamerican beliefs in the Nahual, which were animal spirits that protected people their entire lives. Eventually, the Spanish conquistadors arrived in Central America and brought with them many legends about ghost dogs. Typically, the story involves two dog spirits that appear to travelers at night, the black one, which will try to kill them, and the white one, which will protect them on their journey. In certain places, it is believed that both Cadejos are good and will unite to protect a traveler who is being threatened by an evil spirit or bad person. In other versions of the story, the black Cadejo is the good one and the white Cadejo is bad. The Cadejos are usually described as being supernaturally large dog-like creatures, sometimes as large as a full-grown cow. They are often said to have glowing red eyes that you can see in the darkness and hooves that look like a goat, bull, or deer. In terms of their behavior, the white Cadejo is often said to protect people, particularly drunks and vagabonds, while the black Cadejo is said to lure people deep into the woods to influence them to make bad decisions. The white Cadejo is believed to subsist on a diet of bellflowers that can only be found on the slopes of volcanoes. The black Cadejo, on the other hand, is believed to feast on newborn babies. Uh, if you are confronted by a Cadejo, you should never look away from it. Doing so will make you lose your mind. You should also never attempt to speak to a Cadejo, as this will also cause you to go crazy. So if you're here, there's a really good chance you're trying to make some money, and in doing so, my absolute best advice is not to listen to me. Just like the Cadejo, I do not know which form I will manifest as in your life. Perhaps when you hear my message, it will be the greatest message that you've ever found, but at the same time, it could be the absolute worst. With what I teach on this channel, I want you to learn to dig deep within yourself and find a similar truth as I have, and develop a strategy that works for you. There are 1.5 billion indicators and methodologies to learn from, but as useful and important as they all are, they're also completely meaningless because there's a caveat to every rule. Everything in this market is about what resonates with you. So ultimately, what I'll share with you every day, week, or month, or whatever happens is what I'm doing or thinking, and maybe you'll pick up on some good ideas from me. But ultimately, please do the things that work for you because perhaps even you will not know which version of El Cadejo you have encountered. Now, with that aside, for my actual content today, I wanted to go over a recent thread I made about this particular moment in the market because it's just as relevant as when I made the thread. We're still just ranging in the same area, but I believe what's next is going to be exciting for all of us. So let's take a look at this. Um, let's understand the moment we're in and what it's meant for crypto in the past. After, let's take a step back and further understand the moment from a perspective as old as the hills. In 2024, Bitcoin just cracked a new all-time high and is in correction. Currently, I'm measuring 11% wick to wick, which now it has gone on a little further than this. And so in 2021, Bitcoin gets rejected from the all-time high with 11% dip and then cracks through it shortly after. And so if we were going by that cycle, um, this is as big of a dip as we got in 2021. See, we come up to the all-time high, then we get rejected, just 11%, and we take off. And then this is where the alt season happens. Um, Note the same black horizontal line below from the above picture that indicates the previous all-time high. The moment Bitcoin enters price discovery, the big green rectangle, we also see altcoins such as Luna, Doge, and Mana leave their accumulation range for good. Each went absolutely parabolic. So this black line right here is where the all-time high is. We're just zoomed in so we can't see it. So as Bitcoin crosses this, here's the dip, and then as it crosses that, you see all these altcoins just start ripping, and that's the moment we're in now. 2017, Bitcoin sets a new all-time high, but corrects about 30% in the days after. And this one seems to rhyme. Like we, that's what we did. We in 2024 we cracked a new all-time high, and then we're kind of correcting and we're kind of ranging in sort of a similar style drawback. Um, so during this correction, we see altcoins dip with it, and then Bitcoin really reaches for price discovery. Alts like XRP, Litecoin, and Zcash all go ballistic. Zcash is somewhat of an outlier here, as it didn't really correct and was already finding price discovery in the moment. But overall, picture remains. Most altcoins, they just ripped. Um, what we can take away from both of the previous two cycles is that the current moment for altcoins has historically proven to be generational. It's a generational opportunity. Of course, not all alts need to follow what should happen, like Zcash didn't seem to care about Bitcoin. Perhaps there will be no real dip on your favorite coins, and maybe the right play is for you to look at the ones that aren't dipping right now. Maybe not. XRP dipped, yet it did a 563x from its lower accumulation levels where normal people could actually DCA, which that's just mind blowing. So take it all in and think about the example of what happens at this exact moment in the cycle. Now realize you're investing in a nascent asset class which has only really had two major cycles in history, period. The opportunity itself is generational. It's so new that you can actually understand where you are in the cycle because they're only a few years long. Compare it to the Dow Jones. Its cycle outlives most people's entire lives. Think of how small investors previously were never allowed to participate in markets without a broker, or only large sums of money could be exchanged. Now, everyone with a tiny amount of dollars can buy slivers of anything they want, sending money out of the traditional financial system into an entirely new ecosystem. That itself is unheard of. There are so many more people that can take advantage of this paradigm shift than any in history, making current crypto investors frontiers of a new financial system. Be grateful to be alive and breathing in such a time because this moment is biblical. There truly, truly is so much opportunity in this exact moment in the market, and really, I can't really think of a better moment to launch this channel from. Is from the depths of whatever range that we're in right now, whatever happens to be going on. Some people think that we're going to see a larger correction in here, and I think it's entirely possible that maybe we'll swipe down again because what I'm seeing in this little range here is like I'm seeing both aggressive accumulation, but I'm also seeing it kind of get rejected here, and we don't really know. But whatever happens is, I think the next move out of here is going to be pretty explosive to the upside, and everything that you hold for the most part. So anyway, I'll cap this video off right there and see you in the next one.